Hey, hey, hey. Hey, we from the city. We from the city. We from the city. Hey, I said.
Looks like you're on to another one.
We from the city.
Welcome to the Bitter Dads Podcast. I'm Rad.
And I'm Ivan.
What's up, brother?
Another day, brother.
Man, this thing has been ancient history.
Yo, I don't know why I just said that just now. With it.
What?
That's another day, brother. We won't keep that in because that's fucking hilarious.
Nah, yeah, that's the Caucasus.
That's the
That's the Caucasian. It's coming out of his skin.
Oh man, it's been a long ass time since we got back to doing this.
It has been a very long time, bro.
So,
Super long time, man. It feels good to sit back in front of this guy's dang on camera.
yeah, I ain't gonna lie, dude. His beard looks really good right now.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, it's I had to trim mine a little bit, but
Yeah, I see you got the oils in.
yeah, little
She
something,
got,
little
she
something.
got the disco lights going. Yeah, man. But how you feeling, bro?
Man, I'm good. Just a lot of interesting stuff happening in my job, but you know that's a discussion for another time.
All right, so before we start this podcast, right?
He
Right?
said, fuck that job.
Where you at mentally? Number. I need your number, your mental number.
My mental number. All right, on the sliding scale, obviously,
1 to 10. Yeah.
10 being good and then
Yeah.
1 being bad. Okay, man, I think, shit, my mental's been fucked up for a little bit, so I would say like a 5, 6, kind of low, medium.
I think that's about average, huh?
I guess I don't know. It's the first time we ever did this, so
Nah, because you know it's just lately, you know, since I'm starting this new journey in my life, right? Going to church again, starting to go to church again, and stuff like that. It's just I just feel like as men, we really don't do shit like this.
I agree.
You know what I mean? Where we check up on, like we always check up on each other.
I mean, me and you do it,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
there's
yeah.
a lot of guys that we know that don't do it.
Yeah, we always check up on each other, but it's always cool to see, like, sit and ask in person, like, where's your number at, your mental number. So, but yeah,
All right, so now I got to reciprocate. What's your mental number?
right now, as we sit here, I could say about a good 8.
Damn, 8's good.
Yeah, I could say about a
Motherfucker
good
got me
8.
beat. Nah, that's awesome, bro.
Nah, bro, because I just been on such a positive road, bro. Even though you still got your bumps in the road,
Yeah.
but you always got to find your way around it. But yeah, I've been starting a new journey, bro. Reading, and you know I've never been a reader.
I was about to say, I know I'm not a reader. I know you're not a reader, but that's awesome, bro.
Starting to read, going to church, you know, things like that.
Dude, especially with church, man. Me and you've been talking about this for a long time, and I don't want to necessarily say fall off, but like I kind of stopped going. But you know, I still obviously still believe and still practice it, still pray and things like that. But
Yeah,
but I remember, you know, going and being there, you know, in person is definitely a different vibe.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Just being around, you know, people and just being in that type of atmosphere, and there's nothing but love and, you know, just feeling that presence, you know?
yeah. That's how I felt my first day in there, bro. Mind you, I go by myself.
Mm.
So my first day going, I was supposed to go with our homie Spit.
Mm.
You know what I mean? We were supposed to go, and then you know he kind of he got busy, so
Got a little tired up. We got busy.
got a little tied up, so
Tied
he
up
ain't
on
make
Sunday.
it. But what the positive that I take from that is my brother showed up,
Right.
that's not something
Now-
I would have thought that would have happened.
Now, was that something kind of last second? Like you
Super
hit him
last
up
second.
and
No, he actually hit me up. He was telling me he was about to go meet up with he was about to go chill with his daughter.
Uh-huh.
And he asked me what I was doing. I told him I'm sitting in church by myself, whatever. And he was like, should I come? I said, pull up. He pulled up.
Dude, that's awesome. First day at church and you're already touching lives.
Yeah.
You don't even realize it. So, and now has he been going with you after that? Or just the one day?
Nah, just the one day. But, you know, not everybody's going to take it like goes at my pace. You know what I mean? I'm trying to do it every Sunday.
Well, you know,
You know what I mean? As long as he can go once in a while, that's better than not going
that
at all.
and you know the thing with church too is you know you got to want to do it. And
Yeah.
I hate to say it like that, but you know, growing up in the household where my mom was like, you know, forcing it upon us. I use the word force because I couldn't say no, right?
Mm.
And I don't want to say I rebelled, but kind of pushed me away. from the church. And then as I got older, noticing, the blessings I had in life with my wife, my kids, my job, just having a roof under my head. And, eventually we as a family started going again. So just because it's weird, some people will have to wait and, it takes a little while for them to come to that.
Yeah, I'm just happy I started going.
So the fact that you're going, that's fucking awesome. I love it.
Yeah. But yeah, off that, my mental's at 8. Yours about 6.
6'5".
5'6". we could get that number a little higher, brother.
Yeah.
But let's get to this podcast, my boy. First, love you, my guy.
Love you too, brother.
But let's get to this pod. How important is it for your partner, for your partner to have the same core values?
Oh, it's got to be super important. Reason why is like, and I don't want to use the word common sense, but I feel like if you guys are not on the same page, that, if I'm one way, and for instance, like parenting, like I just looked at these questions, so it's kind of fucking me up a little bit, but
yeah, we haven't studied these yet.
Yeah, like at all. So for instance, like parenting, like, I mean, if I go one way with my kids and parenting, and my wife, feels as though like I'm either being too strict, or I'm, that can cause, friction between us.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously you guys got to have like the same attitude, same values, because it just makes things easier,
Yeah.
I feel as though that thing can go with any situation, like any type of thing. I just use parenting as one.
Yeah, I feel like and you're in a relationship, your core values should be
Aligned.
super aligned.
Yeah.
Now you don't have to have all the same beliefs that I have, and I don't have to have all the same beliefs that you do, but as long as most of them are aligned, to the point we can get together and agree on damn near everything that we want in life, or what our life goals are, what we both want, our own businesses and shit like that. I feel like
it just makes things easier.
And it makes things easier. It makes your relationship grow, blossom. So yeah, I think that's super duper important. I think core values should be definitely like...
Yeah, it's interesting. I know a lot of people say kind of like the opposites attract, and that's always intrigued me, because meeting my wife, I felt like right away we kind of hit it off.
Mm-hmm.
And, we saw a lot of the same things the same way, and it just made everything so easy, whether it's conversation and hanging out and just, if we had to come to a conclusion on certain things and make decisions, it was kind of easy because we was on the same wave.
Yeah.
The same thought process. So, even to this day, I love that about her, that we can kind of like, make everything easy.
Yeah, in every relationship you bump heads or whatever, but as long as the end goal is y'all meet at the same spot.
Yeah.
That's what, so core values are very important.
Yeah. No, that's a great question. So hopefully I answered it good, because...
Hopefully we both did.
Right. Now, do you think your spouse or your partner is supposed to be your best friend?
Absolutely. I think your spouse, your partner, whoever you're dealing with, should be the first person you come to when you have an achievement, when you're down, when you have accomplished anything. Like, when you want to do things, your partner should be the first person you go to. When you're crying and sad, that should be the first person. That shouldn't, like, the first person should be that partner. It shouldn't be your friends that you calling your friends, and then your partner finds out she's like the third, fourth, fifth person, she or he, whatever. But yeah, I feel like your spouse should be your best friend.
I hate that you kind of went first on this question, because that's everything I would have said. I guess I would be just restating what he said. I know in the position I am, she knows everything about me. So, if I'm having a good day, she's going to know about it. If I'm having a bad day, she's going to know about it. Mm. Friends, it's friends. They're going to know about it, but they're not going to be the first.
Yeah.
And, especially, being in a committed relationship, and, it's things that, a lot of people from the outside would never see, right? Because a lot of things are handled in-house. And, you could be fighting demons,
Yeah, your spouse or your partner should definitely be your best friend.
Yeah, especially you're married, man. Them vows, that's a real
Whether
thing.
you're married or it's just your girlfriend or your boyfriend, that person that you sleep with, who wake up with, the person you want to talk to every day, the person you text every day, that should be the person you consider your best friend.
100%. Yeah.
100%. Like me and you talk every day, like, but you my brother. But like, and as in a relationship, the person you sleeping and waking up with, yeah, I mean, that should be the person that should be considered your best friend. That should be the first person you go to for anything.
Yeah.
Whether it's bad news, good news,
Good news, yeah.
whatever it is.
Achievements, anything. Anything.
You got a boost in pay. I should be the first person you know that knows. Like, you got anything.
Yeah. You about to get laid off?
Some type of promotion, you getting laid off. I should be the first person. Well, you about to get laid off. You got it.
Well, gotta figure this shit out quickly.
We gotta figure something out because these bills is crazy.
Oh my god, dude, we talk about that shit all the time.
Nah, I was playing, but yeah, your spouse should definitely be your best friend. Yo, if you were to lead your woman, would you lead from the back or from the front?
But consider I got 3 kids, I'm always behind. But you gotta leave. It's a dad joke.
Oh shit!
I'm trying not to laugh, man. Damn. All right, they just got me with a wisdom tooth, so they pulled the motherfucking teeth out, so it hurts. But nah, I mean, I feel as like a man, you definitely should lead from the front. I mean, I want to see why I wouldn't. Yeah, behind would be crazy, because it all starts with us, especially with church, right? It's always it's God, then it's you, then the family, so. And then not only that, it's just like, I don't want to sound sexist, so I'm trying to pick my words wisely here, but I don't want to say set the tone, but like, you know what I mean? Like, if you got kids, right? They all look up to you. You're kind of the decision maker for the most part, and definitely got to lead from the front.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like as a man in a relationship, you should be leading from the front. Can you lead from the back? I think you can. But I feel like for me, leading from the front, and then it's like that. It's like you're my rock, you're my rock, and or however it goes, something like that. But like behind every good man is a strong woman. 100%. So I feel like you, as a man, you should want to lead from the front. You're supposed to take all the brunt of everything before it even gets to your wife or your girlfriend or whatever your spouse is. So as a man, you should be leading.
So I know this is a question of ours, but I'm just curious because a lot of people feel like as a man you gotta do everything, right? And yeah, I agree we should, but like what about 50-50?
In today's age?
In today's age,
50-50 is unfortunately 50-50 is a must in today's world. Unless you're financially set in life to where if your girlfriend or wife wants to work, she can work. If she doesn't want to work, she doesn't have to, and you can take care of everything. Unless you set in life like that to where you're making enough money, you can hold everything down, and your wife just has to hold the household down.
See, that's the ultimate goal as a man.
That's as a man, that should be the ultimate goal.
Listen,
it doesn't happen for every man fast. No. There's always time. You're always having obstacles in front of you. It's like, so in church they say new level, new devil, right? I feel like every step that you take in positivity is always going to be something new that's coming towards your way that's going to try to block you from getting to where you want to be.
Oh, that's
right?
The devil. Yeah.
That's the devil. So, but yeah, I feel like in today's generation, 50-50 is a must just because of how expensive everything is.
Yeah.
And the pay really ain't good. You know what I mean?
No, I mean, especially you don't have like a degree these days.
Yeah.
Outside of sales.
But I know what people with degrees is making $20-something.
No, I know, but there's some people who have degrees and actually go in their field. There's some people who have degrees and do not go in their field.
Facts.
But there's also people who don't have degrees and, they're either really good at selling things or they went to like a trade school.
Facts.
So.
Yeah.
But it's crazy because there's some guys, a lot of guys think this way where, you're not really a man unless you're financially set, you're not working towards that goal, things like that.
But that's the men that are financially set.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I feel like those men contradict everything. Because if they were in the set of
Being built.
yeah, as being built, you'd be in the same place as everybody else that you're trying to talk down on.
Right. Right. Right.
You weren't always set financially. At one point, you had to split everything. Now that you've set financially, you feel like you can take care of everything, which as you should. I feel like that's my goal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I want to be that way. I want to be
That's
to where my partner don't have to do shit.
Man, that'd be fucking awesome.
Yeah.
However, I have a sugar mama. She makes a lot, pretty good amount of money. So, listen. But
Hey, yo, having
we
a
spoke
sugar
about
mama,
this.
She makes a lot of crazy.
Listen, man. I mean, not. Hey, we sacrificed a lot. I mean, it was a time where she wasn't working and she was going to school, and I kind of
Yeah.
held it down, So while she was in school, and now she's just reaping everything she deserves, man.
Flourishing.
Fucking proud of her. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just talked about the 50-50 just because think about some podcasts and some topics I'd be hearing men talk and how they feel about that.
Realistically, that's how it has to be. Unless, again, you're financially set. And
Right.
You don't have to. Realistically, everything has to be 50-50 in a relationship. Realistically, especially if you got kids.
Yeah.
Realistically, in today's generation, just with the way everything is expensive, and if you find a woman that doesn't agree to that, then that's not a woman that you should try to build with. If she's automatically like, no, you got to do this, and that, and I don't want to do shit.
That's red flags on the plate, sir.
Yeah. Go find, I don't know, go find Diddy or something.
Yeah, go to Miami.
Go to Miami.
Go
Go
find somebody
find one of
rich.
them. They're going to play
Rich,
around
rich.
with you.
But
But,
see, that's the thing, man. It's some women, not all, right? That's what they're looking for. They'll be okay with getting cheated on. They don't care because that man is taking care of them.
Mhm.
See, I got 3 daughters. He had 2 daughters. I'm sure, I know for damn sure I wouldn't want that for one of my daughters.
Especially not for mine.
Hell no.
So, yeah.
Nah. You want a guy who's going to be, making it, but, doing what he got to do and be faithful? Or do you want a rich guy who's going to be a scumbag and fucking cheat on you? I don't want that for my kids.
Well put.
So, now, do you think love is more about patience or passion? This is actually a great question.
Patience.
Patience? Okay.
I think love is patience because you can show love in so many different ways, brother. Like passion is what? What's passion? Sex? And
I would say more, like sex, physical
touch and
emotional.
everything. I feel like emotional is more patience because you got to learn how to deal with emotions
Yeah.
of another person, especially if it's someone that needs reinsurance. That's patience, especially if this is somebody you want to love on. So for me, I think love is more about patience than over passion. Passion is key in the relationship, but
I mean, because you got to be able to. Let's be real here. You got to be strong here with somebody, right? You got to see eye to eye, but let's be real here. The physical aspect has to be good too.
right. Yeah, I think patience though. I think
I feel
patience
like
is
they
more
kind of both go hand in hand, but I would edge off a little bit for patience, but definitely passion. For sure. Like you definitely want to make sure that that's covered.
yeah.
Somebody can match the same energy.
Yeah, I think more love. I think love is more patience, just because you have to deal with. It's so much that comes with it. It could be the reinsurance thing, like I said before. It could be dealing with somebody that's an overthinker.
Yeah.
Because somebody that's an overthinker could see the smallest thing and automatically run with the worst.
Yeah.
So you have
that's
to be
the
able
reinsurance
to, that's
coming.
yeah. So I feel like love is more patience than over passion.
See, the problem is that me and you kind of think alike with everything. So
All right, we'll disagree on the next one.
yeah, well, that's why I'm trying to disagree with this one, but kind of hard to with passion.
Yeah,
Uh,
passion is key though.
100. Yeah.
Passion is
Gotta be
definitely key.
physical.
Listen, I'm a physical type of guy. I like physical touch. I like to touch my lady.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I
Bunch of
mean?
ribs.
Yeah. Rearrange the ribs. I gave you one of them.
This man about to catch a case.
Hey, yeah.
Choke
So,
holding all.
but yeah, patience over passion.
How do you keep? No, you gotta.
How do you keep your relationship from burning out?
All right, let me ask you this question. No, I'm fucking with you. See, that's such a unique question for me because with my mental health, it's kind of tough. But like, you know, I guess the correct answer is like be spontaneous. Go out. You know, things like that. Um, Damn, I hate the dead air. But see, all right, so I guess for me it would be a little different.
You have an answer?
Yeah, yeah,
So for me, I just like you said, going out, being spontaneous. I feel like in a relationship, you should always have a date night every week. It should always be a date night. Now, date night not doesn't necessarily mean let's go out. Date night could be just us two chilling in the living room, watching movies, and just laughing and enjoying each other's energy.
Gosh, I'm such an old man.
Well,
That's like my ideal situation.
listen, I prefer shit like that.
I
And
love.
look, I like going out, right? Especially if especially when you're in a relationship and you go out with your partner.
Yeah.
It's dope. Especially you go out to eat or you're going out for drinks and you with your partner. That's dope.
Yeah.
But I prefer to stay in the crib and have my feet kicked up and watching a movie and or binge watching TV shows. I'm cool with that.
Yeah, that dude, I love doing that.
But
Obviously.
to keep your relationship from burning out, I feel like you got to be spontaneous. You got to be willing to do random shit. But like, babe, let's get up and go. Let's go do this.
Right, let's go to AC.
Something.
Let's go to the beach.
Let's go do something.
Yeah.
Or we set up date nights. Now we talking about, like I said, there's different types of date nights. Now let's set up a date night where we both have to get dressed up.
Yeah.
Or you can be let's do this. I meet you at the bar or I meet you at the restaurant and act like you're someone new and I introduce myself to you.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Just like
it's
little
like something different. Spice it up a little
soup, like spice it up. Yeah, yeah.
bit. Yeah. I gotta take that. Hold on, let me write that down real quick.
Yeah, listen, man. I told you I'm writing a book.
I gotta use that for one of my lines.
I'm writing a book. So whoever's watching this and you use that with your lady, man, just give me a shout out, bro.
You know what I'm saying? You're gonna drop the cash app on the script. I'm trying. I can't laugh, man. My fucking
Dropping the
tooth
cash out for a free game is crazy.
I'll be like, Random's 101. Y'all want tips?
Y'all want some tips, man? Do this. Tell your wife this is what you wanted to wear. Or you could do it like this. Write little notes as she comes home from work.
I
She follow the notes.
I do stuff like that.
And she goes to the room and you got a nice little dress set out for her with some shoes.
I've never done that.
And then you be like, meet me here. And then she goes there. And then that's when you pop up and act like this is a random person. And you know what I mean?
Yeah. Just walk around and be like, damn.
Damn, Rad.
Dropping
That's
jewels.
fire. Listen, gentlemen, if your lady just got a wet spot. I apologize, but you should take that and try to use it.
Not the west spot.
I think
That's cool.
I think things like that will keep your relationship from burning out. Communication for sure.
Yeah. See, that'll be me in that aspect, more communication, because I don't really leave the house like that. So, but that means you gotta just be creative, find things to do. I guess how can we ensure that both our needs are being communicated and met?
That's tough.
And you know what's tough is I broke this chair.
Did you really? Big back ass boy.
Yeah, I moved back. I try to be smooth, rub the hands together.
Rub the hands. I thought he clapped. It was actually the chair breaking.
Yo,
Big back.
big back is crazy.
Hey, yo, what's up with you? That's all at late night McDonald's.
Yo, man, I'm about to cry in the
Hey,
corner.
yo. All right, so what was the question? How can we ensure that that the both of us, what?
How can we ensure that both our needs are being communicated and met? So I take the brunt of this one. So I said, man, me and my wife been together for so long, and it's weird. Anybody who's in any type of relationship, you go through your ups and you go through your downs, right? And I feel whenever there's a lot of downs, there's a lot of disagreements. You guys ain't really communicating, and I feel like you gotta. That communication has to be super on point, super high at all times.
Mm-hmm.
Because once you stop talking, and that's when the arguments, the disagreements, you guys are butting heads, things like that. Everything would just be super downhill. And when you got the highs, you got your lows. And one thing about me and my wife, we always talk about we got to do a better job in communicating.
Yeah.
And I feel as though like talking about it, and making sure whatever you guys communicate, you're actually doing. Don't say it just to say it.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people would just, like me included, there's times through our relationship I catch myself saying the right thing, but not actually doing the right thing.
Right.
Which causes us to argue more and just get in a deeper hole. Right. So it's one thing is communication is high, and if you're gonna say it, do it. Be about it. So
I have to piggyback off that. I can't even say anything. I can't even add to that.
that's what I'm saying, it's hard.
Huh?
I ain't talking about me. Say so fly shit, bro. Call me Big Back.
They call that man Thumb. But
Yo, chill, Pink.
oh,
Right,
sugar. All right. Oh man. Yo, do you feel your communication during date nights and everyday communication should be different? If so, why?
Do you feel your communication during date nights and everyday communication should be different? Man, where do we get these questions from? I feel like
Cali.
I feel like I feel like communication is communication. Like whether it's during a date or every day, it should be the same no matter what. Why would it be different? I don't know.
Yeah, I can agree to that.
I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't. I guess my question would be why wouldn't it be different?
I feel like I can agree to that, but on the same note, I feel like your everyday communication, is 9 times out of 10 you're talking about your day at work, or what you dealt with at work, or whatever the case is. Compared to being at date night, I feel like you talk about different things.
I mean, I hear you. You're gonna talk about new shit, but listen, when you're in a committed relationship, some things gonna be repetitive.
Yeah, but then I think that's when
Not all of it, but you
I
definitely
think that's
gonna
when
talk about the same
things
shit.
get boring though.
Yeah, you talk
You
about
can't.
memories. You talk about things that came up. You talk about the kids, future events.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
There's
Like,
so many different things you're gonna talk about. But
yeah,
I
you
feel
talk about that. Yo, so and so is getting married, and we've been invited, but that's communicating. You talking, all right?
I hear you, but my wife would have told me that 3 times before.
Yeah, I know.
And at that date night, guess what? That would be my first time hearing it.
The fifth time.
Fifth time.
Him hearing it. That's when he actually.
I'm gonna hit it with the face like, damn, for real? Yeah, I told you like 5 times. I'm like, shit, this is the first time I heard it. Can't make this
Talk
shit
about
up.
blocking out.
Yo, he get mad because I do the same shit to him. He's like, yo, you don't listen. Shit, I listen.
Nah,
I mean, I
don't.
hear you. I just
You ain't listening.
ain't listening.
Nah, but I guess I could. You can say that communication is gonna be the same.
It's gonna be the same. I mean, I mean, unless you can think of something different, I feel as though like
I think
gonna be the same
communication is
shit.
gonna be different. I mean, the same,
it's gonna be the same.
but adding different shit.
Right.
Okay,
Like,
man.
yeah. You're gonna talk about new shit. You're gonna talk about old shit. You're gonna talk about
Because you're still gonna talk about the day
new
you had
events.
at work.
Yeah, exactly.
You're gonna still talk about what's going on at work, what new
Yeah.
things is happening, or the shit that your best friend's going through, or whatever the case is.
Right.
You're always gonna talk about that type of stuff. So I don't know. I feel like communication is gonna be the same, just a little added to it.
Yeah, I mean, but unless you got some shit to hide.
Yeah, real shit. Like, you gotta tell me something.
Right.
You been playing around. You got that new LED plug.
Bitch, you been on Ozempic?
Ozempic. Yo, Ozempic is
Don't
crazy.
you lie to me.
I see you losing too much weight, bitch.
Right,
Your
right.
legs are showing. Cheekbones is too much.
Yo, super sidebar, man. But that shit look crazy. I don't want to judge because I don't want to get roasted on the comments. But some people look crazy while they on that.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah.
But you know, it's so crazy. That shit is for people with diabetes.
It's supposed to
It's
be
supposed
people
to be
for
for
diabetes.
diabetes.
However, people are abusing it, using it, and they
Yeah,
don't
abusing
have
it.
diabetes.
Facts.
You know what I'm
They're
saying?
using it for the weight loss purpose of it.
Yeah.
I can dig it, right?
Nah, I can't dig it.
Listen, I can dig it, but
I
it gets to
cannot
the
dig it.
point when you start abusing it because you see yourself losing so much weight. You get to the point where, like, damn, I just want to keep doing it.
First of all, if you want to lose weight,
Go to the gym.
go to the gym and eat right. I'm good. I don't want to lose.
Excuse me.
I could care. But no, I don't mind losing weight. I'm good where I'm at. But I'm just saying for people, that's not the way to go. Fuck that shit. I went to my local bar and I saw the bar host, whatever, the bartender. I don't know why the fuck I had a blank that's there, but and I looked at her, I'm like, damn, she lost a lot of weight, but she didn't look good.
Which one? The older one?
Nah, she the one with the blonde hair. I
The
forgot.
older one.
I guess she's older. I don't know.
She's because you got. I think it's two young chicks there,
Yeah.
and then you got the older one that's always there.
The one that's always there with the blonde hair.
Yeah.
So I don't know if
Oh, she's on Ozempic?
I don't know if you've seen her lately.
I haven't. I haven't been
But-
there in a while. I think the last time I was there was.
I don't want to be mean, man, but like, it just, like it just everything looks droopy. It looks like I don't know.
Listen, I know a dude that's on it. Well, I don't know if he's on it now, but he was on it for a little while. He looked terrible.
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. It just doesn't look right. I
He
don't.
looked
To
like
me,
a zombie.
that's a great word. See, I was gonna say like fucking Skeletor, like it was a skeleton, but
Yeah, nah, he
I
looked
ain't gonna
like a
sound
zombie.
ignorant.
And the crazy thing is, the dude works out. He runs and everything.
So fucking work out. Keep doing that shit until you lose the weight.
You could tell he was using it, and his
Yeah.
his face was all sunken
All
in.
droopy and shit. Like
Yeah,
I don't
that's
know.
nasty.
Nah. Yeah.
That's no good to my body.
I swear my wife was trying to play a prank. She was like, yeah, I'm thinking about taking it. I said, no, the fuck you not.
No, she wasn't playing a prank, brother. She was just waiting for you to say okay.
She's going to wait a long time. I ain't that kind of guy to be like, oh, yeah, yes, no. But yeah, that's a hell no.
Yo, no bullshit. I would prefer for a female to go under the knife and get, what's that shit called? Fat
tummy
transfer. Yeah. Tummy tuck or fat transfer over using Ozempic.
I agree with that. But yeah, just
I would prefer that over Ozempic. I don't want to be with a chick that looks like she belongs on K&A.
Joe, K&A is crazy.
I'm like, cool off that one. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
we saw people on that before, like, and they still out there.
They still out there pop locking.
Pop like they don't hit the floor.
They don't hit the floor. Super strong knees.
Damn, I felt like this just took like a hard left.
I know. He bring up Ozempic and his
How we just busting on fucking drug addicts. Damn, it was crazy, bro.
main man pulled up on a Ozempic bus. Like,
Yeah, listen, I shouted it out. That shit just went.
but it's true. That shit is not cool for you. It's not good. It's not a good way to try to lose weight because that's not attractive at all. We like things to grip on.
Mm-hmm.
If you got some gripage,
Mm-hmm.
I'ma stick it.
Mm-hmm. In the football and all.
That's like the we start.
Oh, he drew the line with football.
No. Listen, I don't body shame no woman, brother.
Yo,
But
I said football. You said no.
nah, bro.
Listen, you gotta show the football love.
You got to. You know what I'm saying? You gotta show it love.
man.
You was an asshole.
Whereas like, damn, bro, why you put me on the spot like that?
Nah, he's a fucking idiot. This nigga's a thumbtack. Nah, but this is a great pod, brother.
This show was funny as shit. It was way too serious in the beginning with these fucking topics, but it got funny towards the end.
But anyway, neither here nor there. We appreciate you guys watching, man. Support us on all social media platforms. And like, subscribe, give us a thumbs up, comment. If you got anything to comment, you want topics you want us to talk about, put it in the comments. We do read our comments, so we appreciate y'all. Love.
Everything he said.
With niggas just shooting no bullshit. You with the ops, you a target. One call cause you killed on some bullshit. Spin the block so many times you get car sick. Last words you heard was all shit. Keep it 100 on no frost shit. You with your guys, get them all hit. You can't fuck with the city.